I've finally been sitting down and watching all of the horror that I've been wanting to watch for the past couple of months. This includes new horror, so let's talk about the absolute brilliance that is Weapons. Last night I saw this movie and I went into it completely blind. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I've spoken in length about how original horror movies are not being made, and if they are, they're not very good. This is a good one. And before I say anything else, if you haven't seen this movie, you should come back and watch this video because I am going to spoil a lot of things. It's just hard to talk about without doing that, so go and watch it. So, a basic breakdown. At 2:17 a.m., a classroom full of kids run off in the middle of the night and they are never seen again, except for one student. So the next morning, teacher walks into the class and it's just the one student there, and everyone's like, what's going on? And the parents of the missing kids are like, hey, my kid is gone. Some of them have ring cameras so they can see on the rings. They're flying off into nowhere, into the distance, just running away at 2:17 a.m. The layout of this movie is that it's almost set up in chapters, so it's from the perspective of the important people in the storyline, and starting with the teacher who's walked into the classroom with just that one student sitting there. I think what's cool about this movie is there's a certain expectation of what will happen when a kid goes missing. It's expected to be a movie about child abduction, I suppose, but the whole premise is that these kids are willingly running away, and also there's a lot of kids. It's not just one kid, it's a whole classroom, it's at the same time in the night. So the police are kind of like, is this like some sort of trend? Is this something that they saw online? Like, is this set up? What's going on? And I can almost guarantee, no matter what you try and put together in this movie, you will not guess the ending. You can't guess the ending. The ending is not reasonable or within our realities, so you just really have to keep watching. But far out, there are some freaky moments in this movie. I'm not really one for jump scares, but they were done pretty well, so I'm not gonna complain. I really enjoyed it. Alright, big spoiler warning. I'm explaining the ending. Make sure you've watched this movie before you continue. Alright, so we get to the last chapter. Everything is wrapping around in a nice little package, and we start to follow the story of the boy who showed up to the class, and we finally learn, it's revealed that Alex, who is the student, his mystery aunt, who we see throughout the movie, is behind all of the disappearances and strange behavior. She's been using this dark ritual, collecting hair, blood, and personal items to trap the missing kids and put them in a trance-like state. So all the kids are actually in Alex's basement, but the aunt is also controlling his parents. So the parents are like creepily just sitting, like they can't do anything, like they're just like frozen still like statues. So that's why parents aren't stepping in or doing anything. The movie slowly pieces this together through different characters' perspectives, but it does all come together. So while the teacher is getting accused and attacked by the whole town, everyone kind of thinks it's her, like something weird is going on. It's kind of the kid Alex was scared into silence, basically. There's this really good freaky moment where the aunt has put the parents under a spell and makes them hurt themselves, and they start like shoving forks into their cheeks, and she's like, you gotta stay silent, otherwise I can make them hurt themselves. You think it's almost impossible how this would all go down, but if you look at it from this kid's perspective, you would be absolutely scared shitless. Now, if you're asking yourself why, what is happening, it's because this aunt is sick. They don't really say like what with, but I'm assuming like some form of, I don't know, cancer maybe. She's got like no hair, she looks very freaky, so she's sick. And so it's obvious that she's taking these lives, putting them in a trance-like state to benefit herself because she's sick, and I guess it gives her a form of strength, I suppose. So there are kids in the basement, that's where they've gone, and the reason why they all left at 2:17 a.m. is because it was a spell, it was a ritual, like she snaps her fingers and bam, they all come running to her home. There is an extremely satisfying part at the end because, man, as you're watching this, you hate this aunt, right? She's creepy, she's weird, She's annoying, she's scary. Most satisfying part is when Alex, this kid, he turns the ritual around on her and the kids start chasing her through the town, and literally at the end, the kids tear her apart, like limb to limb, tear her apart, rip off her jaw. It is so, I was gonna say well, yeah, it is kind of satisfying to watch. I don't know how to word that without sounding like a bit weird, but she gets torn apart, and it's almost a happy ending. Like they don't really explain what happens to all the kids. Some of them start talking after a year of being in a trance, and like obviously everyone's a little bit scarred for life. Really good movie. I wasn't expecting to be so impressed, but hey, I've watched some great new horror as of recently, and I've just been so happy about the storylines that are unfolding because none of them have been done before, and it's very exciting to see. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I just want to say real quick, if you're interested in supporting the channel, I think the YouTube algorithm has changed, so massive drop in views on my channel, and I don't know if you guys are seeing my videos, so I guess turn on the notification bell, whatever you want to do. If you're interested in hearing from me and seeing more content, that would be awesome. Share with your friends if you like it, but appreciate all your guys' support, and I'll see you in the next one.